Hey everyone, this is Jason Dunn from Zune Thoughts, and this is part 2 of my deep dive looking at the Zune HD, both the hardware and the software. So in part 1, we went over some of the basic stuff like the screen, the lock screen, and we went over the quick play and a few of the other features like music, videos, and pictures, and radio. And now we're going to dive into Marketplace. So right now I'm connected to my wireless network, and I can browse through here, and it's actually going to show me a bunch of interesting stuff. So this is a much more graphically vibrant and rich experience browsing. If you looked at how Marketplace worked on the previous generation Zunes, it sort of looked like DOS. I mean, there were a few images, but it really wasn't all that nice. This is just a gorgeous way of kind of experiencing the Marketplace. So I click on an album, I go in here, and then I can see some information. I can see the actual tracks, and then if I wanted to hit play, this would show me the 30-second preview. Yeah, so you can see that there's a 30-second preview, and that's just going to bring up the playing information. Now, what's kind of cool, right, is that if I had a Zune Pass, this would actually be the full album, assuming it was an album that I was allowed to stream. And so what makes that really interesting, of course, is if you have a Wi-Fi connection and you have a Zune Pass, you can access millions and millions of tracks, and it's really compelling, I think. So let's just click here. We're going to kind of go back, so we can go. So new releases, you can browse different things. So if I want to go into let's just say jazz, for instance, even though I'm not a huge fan of a lot of jazz, but here we go. So these are some of the top tracks in jazz. You click on it, and of course when you find something that you want to buy, you can click on the add to cart, and then it'll give you an option whether or not you want to add it onto the cart, because of course the device is tied into your Zune account information, which has all of your points. You can also browse, top albums, all top albums, and it's going to show you, information about each one. So Kings of Leon, this is a good album, and then boom, there you go. You can access it. And then as you notice, I can tap up top here, and it'll actually bring me back all the way to the beginning. Now you can also browse apps, which is cool. So now there's not a lot here right now. Again, the Zune HD is just getting started, but some of the same things you saw in my software video, if you've watched that yet. So there's a few different apps here, like we have the weather app, and then you can download stuff, and then if there's updates for your apps, that is where they'll be listed. So there's not a lot here right now, but you can see there's definitely an intention to build out apps. Whether or not, how quickly this happens is really honestly the key question, because Microsoft hasn't seemed to be that, they haven't been that interested in doing apps, and these are some baby steps, but until developers can build and sell apps in the App Store, it's going to be just small baby steps. Okay, so that's about it for Marketplace. Now on the social side of things, you can see that this is actually the web browser, so it's actually loading up here. It's going to go.microsoft.com, and I saw this do this once before, and it was a little bit slow actually. But anyway, so now this is actually loaded, and so it looks like I can click on the Zune HD. So they've made a portable site here. Kind of interesting, I guess. I mean, so this is favorites. So yeah, this is a Microsoft kind of the mobile site. Okay, yeah. So I click up here, and then this is the on-screen keyboard. Okay. Now it's kind of cool when you're using on-screen keyboard. You'll see that as I press the buttons, there's a little oh yeah, this is a little bit tricky when you're trying to do it, when you're trying to pay attention. So dot let's actually go to ZuneThoughts.com. So the on-screen keyboard is actually pretty good. It's not too bad. I mean, it gives you some good feedback, in terms of which keys that you are pressing. And so this is the Internet Explorer browser. It's close to IE6, I believe, but it doesn't actually have a number, I don't think. So this is actually showing the mobile site for Zune Thoughts, and so that's actually frankly not that good of a demo. Let's check out and see how YouTube works, if at all. Now, I don't believe that this has flash support. So yeah, if you look at this, you can see basically this big blank spot here. This is where my video is supposed to be. You can double tap, to zoom in and zoom out. And so I'm going to click on view the full version. And so that's going to take me to the full version of the website, so you can see how the rendering works on a full-blown website. So yeah, so as you can see, it's starting to load my navigation information up top here. Everything, of course, is really tiny. It's a little bit slow. That may have to do just with its strength of getting any Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, if I rotate, it rotates. That's really nice and smooth. So I really quite appreciate that, actually. So anyway, so if I rotate there, boom, there is Zune Thoughts. The page is slowly but surely loading. So as you can see, this looks good, actually. This has a lot of the same. In fact, it virtually matches exactly the same layout as my desktop browser here. It's loading ever so slowly, but there you go. So there's pictures. You can double tap to zoom in. Although it is kind of interesting that when I there we go. Yeah, so I double tap and it's smart enough to zoom in just on the column of text, so you're actually reading just the text here. Zoom out. Yeah, so that's basically it for the web browser. I'm sure I'll explore it a little bit more later, but it looks like it actually works pretty well. And of course, you'll be able to access Twitter and Facebook mobile, because they all have the mobile sites, and so those will render really well in here. And you can actually, frankly, probably even update the. You can even access the full versions of the sites. Okay, so I just pressed the home button and it took it a few seconds to go back home. So that's really the first lag I've kind of seen with the Zune. Now what's kind of weird is though, you see that when there we go, I clicked on social, there we go. So right now I don't actually have any friends attached to the Zune HD. I didn't actually download. I didn't download any friends. That sounds weird. Download any friends, but yeah, there you go. So internet is what I've already shown you, which is the browser. We're not going to go into that. I'm going to show you the apps. So these are a few of the apps that I downloaded. So if I click on weather, it's going to be, I'm assuming, just sort of a straightforward weather application that's going to show me some stuff. Load time is kind of slow. I don't exactly know what it's doing. Okay, so I see. So it's loading the weather in Seattle, Washington. And there we go. So we have the weather. So straightforward, Austin, Texas, New York. So I'm assuming that I can click on this. Yeah, and I can add other cities. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to click on home again, and there's a bit more of a delay again. I'm going to load up that app again just to see if it's going to be that slow each time. Yeah, so frankly, from someone that's used an iPod Touch and how quickly applications launch, that is bizarrely slow. I'm going to hope that maybe Microsoft did this in a hurry and they didn't spend a lot of time optimizing it, but yeah, that's a little bit slow. They definitely got some work to do there. There's also a calculator app, which hopefully that loads quicker because it's just a calculator app. It's really slow. Oh boy. Wow. So the Tegra is a powerful processor. I don't know why it would take, that had to be about what, 6 or 7 seconds? I don't know why it would take 6 or 7 seconds to load something up. But as you can see here, we have our little application, and then when you're done, you just hit the home button. So that's not too bad. And then of course we also have games. This is called Goo Splat. So this is a free game that I downloaded. As you can see, it looks like it's sort of ad supported, which is probably more of a demo for Microsoft's case, showing people how they can make money on their apps. And then we have Goo Splat. So it's still loading here. Yeah, so new game, and I have absolutely no idea how to play this game, but it looks like you just, I don't know, you splat gobs of goo. So anyway, yeah, there's the app. The games look great on that OLED screen, totally fantastic, really nice quality. And now let's just look through a couple of the options here. So you can turn on wireless. You can adjust the display, you can adjust the timeout, change the brightness, and you can choose whether or not the screensaver turns on or whether or not the tilt, so basically this function, whether or not it works. Different options for, controlling music, the radio stuff that I had spoken about on your clock. You can do the time. Now it's kind of weird here because you think that the time would have been pulled down from when I sync to the computer. That would be the logical thing to do. But as you can see here, the Zune thinks that it's 7:15 p.m. and it's actually more like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm doing this. So that's kind of weird. You can change the time, of course. Now it shows the clock only on the home screen. It doesn't show it to you anywhere else. You can control the screen lock, so you can actually put on a pin, which is kind of cool. So if I just do 1, 2, 3, 4, my pin is in, and I confirm the pin. So you need to do that in order to get onto the device. There's a couple internet options: deleting your history, cookies, and your scripting, and then of course languages, which we already talked about, and then the about screen, which will tell you how much content you have on your Zune and how much storage space you have used up. You can reset the accelerometer, maybe in case it gets a little bit out of whack, and then there's just some information telling you about the Zune. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it back on again, and then I'm going to, oh, that's actually really cool. So basically the lock screen is there, and then after the lock screen comes up, the pin comes up. So I'll just do that again because I did it pretty quick. So here's the screen. Now the screen also tells you a couple things. It actually shows you the Wi-Fi connected icon. It tells you that your music is paused, and then it tells you your battery life, and then it tells you the time. And of course this is the wrong time, but there it is. So you sweep upwards, and then you get to the pin screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, you're in. Why would you want to put a pin on your device, you may be wondering? Well, you put a pin on your device so that you don't want someone to be able to pick up your device and be able to purchase, Zune Marketplace content, download, games or content or music, etc., because you don't want someone using up all of your Zune Pass points. All right, so that's about it for my walkthrough of the Zune HD. So yeah, as you can tell, I mean, it's fast, it's fluid, I mean, it's thin, it's light. The screen is just gorgeous. There's really, really nice ability to consume your media and consume your content. Like I said, I couldn't show you that X-Men video, but the video file that I ripped looked great, and that was just standard DVD resolution. You can load up, high-def content onto this device and play it back when it's connected to the HD dock or just directly on the device. So there's a lot of really compelling things about the Zune HD. Of course, I have to use it a lot more. I need to kind of get my feet wet with it and understand how the device works, with my media. I was playing more with the desktop software, and there's definitely a few quirky things on there that I don't like, but of course, it'll take me a little bit to get used to it. So this has been Jason Dunn from Zune Thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed this whole deep dive series of videos. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, post a comment, rate the video. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you've enjoyed me talking about the Zune HD. Thanks for watching.